Okay, let's see. We're gonna go through a couple things real quick. There we go. So, all right. So here's what you need to do when you land on the main page. My recommendation, actually, let me switch to View as Learner so you'll see it same way. All right. So this is what you'll see. Um, so my recommendation is going to be to go to Content. First of all, I eliminated the course and units tab. It was very confusing. Had some old links inside of it, and you really don't need it. I basically, when I created the course, I organized it by using what's called a book feature. So that's what that was, and really, um, some of the links are old or outdated. They don't work anymore. So my recommendation is to come into the content area. You have 4 items to do for 12 units, and the 4 items are going to be located under these parentheses items. So you have Padlet, case study, labs, and exams. So my recommendation is to start at the Padlet. Okay, just go right in, click that, and then open competency 1, nervous system. So when you open that Padlet, you're going to get a Padlet board, and you can do it anonymously. Put your name with it, but you can see how it says anonymous here. Um, you don't have to open a Padlet account. Just go ahead and hit the plus. Watch one of these videos, hit the plus, and make a little comment there. Very straightforward. This should only take you about 10 minutes at the most. So watch one of the videos, hit the plus, and here, I'll hit the plus. It takes a while to load. You can see I have a lot of windows open. But anyway, this will load up for you, and you'll be able to watch those videos. And they're embedded as well as YouTube videos, so you could click out of them and go into them through YouTube. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and click out of that. It'll show up quicker for you when you do it. My computer is um I just have a lot of tabs open. So once you've done that, basically the idea behind that is to, and you don't have to just watch one, you can watch all the videos. You could watch all of them, but only comment on one, whatever you want to do. But I definitely recommend watching each of the videos if you have the time. If you don't have time, you need to at least make time to watch one of the videos and make a comment. After you've made the comment, you want to come in here and click Padlet 1 nervous system. And this is just a 1 question true false quiz. I made a comment in this week's Padlet, true or false. Hopefully you hit true and submit quiz. Okay, that's it. You have 12 of these to do, 1 for each unit. And that's 120 points. This is 10% of your overall grade. Okay, so that's where I would start each week. If you're doing week by week, I would start with this for week 1. The second thing I would do is I would come down and go to the case study assignments. So you want to open those, and depending on what course section you're in, this is section A. So you have direct access to the case study here. If you're in sections B and C, what I did instead was put a folder up here that has all 12 case studies. So the case studies are going to be located there, and you're going to, my recommendation for doing these is to open the case study questions. Now, these are read only, so you're going to have to click File. There. You're going to have to click File and then make a copy, or File, download as a Word doc. Either way, you have to make your own copy to type into. You do not have to do anything with the diagnostic table. That is simply something we do in class when we're together. You don't need to do anything with it. You can, it's kind of like a flow chart, so you could take a look at it and it may assist you or guide you with answering these questions. But again, you can't just answer these, you have to read through the case study. And again, I have them in parts, so you can read through part one, then read through part two, and so on. And again, they're right in there. So once you've completed that, you need to put that in the Dropbox, okay, into the assignment Dropbox. So you'll just click this like that, and it'll open up. And then at this point, you can hit upload and then just drag and drop or highlight and save your case study one. And then after you've done that, of course, don't forget to click submit. All right, there's a rubric as well, so you can open that up and look at the scoring criteria. All right, so that's part two. Now, how are you going to answer these questions? As you read through these case studies, you can certainly, uh, the key to the case studies is some of the questions are going to be very subjective, meaning it's kind of your own opinion, how you want to approach, the question. Approach answer how you want to approach answering the question could be based on your background, maybe just your own opinion about things. That's okay. You may not know, so just if it says, what do you think, Mr. Smith, based on what you know about him, what do you think about his symptoms, or something like that. You just type in what you think. Okay. Now, some of them are going to be more objective, meaning there's a definite answer. So it may ask, which the following or what hormones does the thyroid produce? So you want to make sure you list all of the hormones that it produces. So again, how long do your answers need to be? Well, however long it takes. Some of them may be one word answers. It may ask like what chemical or what enzyme does this, and you just type it in. What is the enzyme, and that's all you need to do. It, some of them that ask why or which list something. You can bullet point list. You can do complete sentences. It's totally up to you. Okay? And again, you're going to do that in each of those. Now, let me get back. So those are the case studies. Now, remember, I can't emphasize this enough. We have a course YouTube channel. Here it is. So you have that link. I put that in your bright space course YouTube channel link. So when you click that, this is where you're going to get all of your info. It's going to have all the lectures in here. Those will come in handy when you're doing the exams, potentially. And then as far as the case studies, while you're doing them or as you get started doing them, you're going to want to open these. For case study one, you click this video to open it. And you can fast forward to around the 5 minute, 18-second mark. And I do about a 29, 30-minute video on case study one. I go through and discuss each of the questions and what my expectations are. So you can use that to guide you through completing each of your case studies. So again, I want you to uh, have a good summer. I don't want to bog you down with a ton of work. It may seem like it's a ton of work on the front end, but it really isn't. The Padlets, you could get all 12 of them. Some of you have already finished them. But you could feasibly get all 12 of the Padlets done in a couple of hours, and then they're done. And then the case studies, they take a little longer. These are probably going to take you the most amount of time. But again, if you watch the videos in YouTube where I discuss the case studies, you're going to be able to fill these out and get these done in maybe half hour to an hour. So if it takes you an hour to do them, times that by 12, that's 12 total hours, a whole semester. So, yeah, again, I'm not trying to make your summer miserable and bog you down with too much. I really, at this point in your careers at Gateway so far, if you've made it to advanced A&P, you're ready to just, get the basics of physiology or chemistry, and that's that. You're not here to become lab physicians where you have to know all kinds of weird chemical reactions. That's not what your aim is. We need you to know the very basics. Case studies generally are the student's favorite assignments. So these just dive in and start typing. You can put them in Word and then upload them. I give you the document, so you just have to download it and type into it. Okay. So case studies and Padlets are done. That's two things checked off. Now, the third item you need to go into next are the labs. Now, some of you have already purchased a McGraw Hill or have access to McGraw Hill. You've linked this course to McGraw Hill and you're off and running. Now, I've noticed that some of you are entering, which is fine. Some of you are entering McGraw Hill directly through McGraw Hill. That's how I go through McGraw Hill. But I will ask you to do one thing. You don't have to do it once, but I need, and you may remember this from general A&P, but I need you to integrate Brightspace with McGraw Hill. So what that means is you need to enter your McGraw Hill labs by going through Brightspace first. So go into the labs tab and click lab one or whatever lab you're on. Maybe you've already done some, but go ahead and open one of these up, and it'll take you right to the McGraw Hill website. And at that point, your grade book in McGraw Hill and your grade book in Brightspace will be linked. So please do that if you haven't already. I noticed there are about 6 or 8 of you that still need to integrate the two together. And again, as far as getting access to McGraw Hill, if you've had general A&P at Gateway, you already have a McGraw Hill Connect. You're going to be able to use your just open one of these up. It'll ask you for your email. You don't need to set up an account. Just type in the email you use for general A&P, which is probably your student email at Gateway, and then that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, if you did not take general, or you did, but it was a few years ago, you didn't use McGraw Hill. If you don't have access to McGraw Hill at all, you're going to either purchase it directly from McGraw Hill. So when you click this, you'll create your own account, and then you'll have three options. You're either going to type in a code that you would have received from the bookstore if you purchase from the bookstore, or you're going to take advantage of the 2-week free trial. Or you can purchase directly right there in McGraw Hill, and you'll get access immediately. So you have three ways of getting access. If you have any problems, please let me know. Um, if you need a different link, if the link isn't working, for whatever reason, let me know. And so that's that. You should. I noticed. Let's see, about 15 and 50, about 30. So I have 75 of you, and I think about 28 or so. It's a little less than half of you have started on the McGraw-Hill Lab, so that's good. The rest of you, please make sure you get in there at some point. Again, no pressure. There's no due date except for August 12th. Please have everything done by then. But again, you don't want to wait too long. The weather's only going to get nicer, and you're going to feel less like doing school. So get this stuff done as ASAP. Um, these labs only take anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. That's it. They're very quick. Again, between the Padlets, case studies, and labs, you're talking, maybe 3 hours at the most per week. And then lastly are the exams. Now I do have some review questions in here. These are the multiple choice questions. The exams are going to be a blend of all kinds of different types of questions. For the most part, they're either multiple choice or true false. So keep that in mind, multiple choice or true false. You may have some short answer. Just type in whatever you think the answer is. As soon as you submit the exam, you'll get a grade. It'll put it in the grade book. But if you had some short answer ones, I'll go in later and grade those so you'll see your score increase. So if you got like a 30 out of 40 on the exam, and you had 5 short answer questions, your actual grade might be 35 out of 40. So I'll go in and fix that and grade that separately. So anyway, those are the exams. You have unlimited attempts. I'll open one up just so you can see. Now, how would you go? You can use any resource you want. So how would I go about taking this exam? Well, by now, you've already done the Padlet, so you've watched at least one or two, maybe more videos. You've done the case study. You've done the labs, and hopefully, you've gone into YouTube, and you've also watched my lecture videos. There we go. So for unit one, you need to watch these videos. That'll help you with the exam questions as well. The other thing you want to remember, as I showed you over here, were the exam review questions. So, um, oh, and by the way, the PowerPoints, and I'll show you that link in a second, the PowerPoints that go with, um, so when we open one of these up, you're going to see that I'm talking, oh, bring it, Carvana commercial. Do, 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 do. All right. So you're going to see my PowerPoint there. So, um, so anyway, those PowerPoints, sorry about that. Let me get that. You're getting double sound. So anyway, the PowerPoints, I'll show you where you can access those in a second. But anyway, after you've done Padlets, case studies, labs, viewed the lecture videos, have the PowerPoints at your disposal, and even gone through some of the review questions, you're going to get 40 questions from a pool of several hundred. So again, you can copy and paste these into Google. You can look them up that way. Uh, However you need to do it. But there they are. See, there's a short answer. Three distinct layers that compose the meninges. So describe. Don't just put pia mater, arachnoid mater, dura mater. Put the innermost layers, the pia mater. It covers the brain and spinal cord. The middle layer is the arachnoid mater, and the outermost and most superficial layer is the dura mater. So, which is going to attach to the underside or the deep aspect of the surrounding bone, so the skull bones and the vertebrae. So anyway, I mean, if you just put pia arachnoid dura, am I going to give you full credit? Yes, but go further. It's your experience. But anyway, so there's another short answer: functions of the hypothalamus. And another one there. So it looks like this exam in this particular group has about 5, maybe 4 short answer questions. Um, so anyway, I have to grade those separately, and then you'll get your complete grade for those. So anyway, let's see. Table of contents. So we were at exams. Um, the review questions are here as well. Like I said, those are Google Docs. And then the other thing are the PowerPoints. So down here you have the PowerPoint slides. So you'll be able to access those as well. They go with, as we saw in the video, they're going to look just like what you see in the video. Okey-doke. You can also view them direct right in Brightspace. Don't forget to do the lab safety extra credit. Now, the way that scoring is, it's kind of weird. The Brightspace, so it may not even show that you have a grade if you've done it. Don't worry if you've done it. I'll have to manually enter those, and it's probably going to be in a different, whole different column. So anyway, you'll get those extra credit points added to your score at some point. So please go in and do that. Um, I guess lastly, I really want to emphasize that this experience is for in advance is definitely not meant to be extremely intense. It's not meant to be a ton of work. However, it is meant to give you a nice, fairly smooth and free moving kind of pace to understanding the basics of each of these objectives. So again, I want to emphasize that the Padlets shouldn't. Well, some of you have all the time in the world, so that's kind of the way I've set this up too. I want to also mention that is that I'm not trying to minimize what some of you are able to do either. Some of you have the time and the energy to be able to fit more in than the minimum. But just know that the minimum is at least one Padlet comment, and then do this one question Padlet true false, and then do one case study per week. So we'll do 12 case study. You'll do 12 Padlets. You'll do 12 case studies. You'll do roughly 12 labs. There are 16, but they're 12 units of labs. Those go very quickly. They're very user friendly. You can't really botch those up. And then lastly, the exams. Again, you have unlimited attempts and your highest score is kept. Um, so anyway, please reach out if you need help with anything. Um, I did remove, like I said earlier at the beginning, I did remove the course units modules, the modules and units tab. It just had a lot of old links. It was confusing for a lot of you, so I just removed it, and that's okay. You don't need it because everything that was in that underneath that modules and units tab is all out here. So, having said that, I'll leave you to your Memorial Day weekend, and I hope that this was helpful. And I also hope that you're a lot less stressed out and have a lot less anxiety at this point. Again, my recommendation is just spend a little bit each day. If you spend about a half an hour a day or 15 minutes a day, you'll have this whole course done in probably like 3 or 4 weeks. So, that's just by spending a half hour to or so per day. So anyway, you have plenty of time. So pace yourselves and again, please reach out if you need anything.